Today is September 24th. We are here at Hildebrand Machinery Company. We are doing a video for a 10-foot by 1/4-inch Haco Atlantic shear that we have here on our floor. We're going to point a few things out, then we'll power it up, do some basic cuts, go from there. Doing just a basic walk around of the machine here. There's the squaring. We did not put the squaring arm together for this video. Behind the squaring arm there is an additional set of blades that will come with the machine. We do believe they are a used set, so they are not a new set. They're used. There's the two other additional sheet supports for the table right there. Here's a shot of the tag. This is the control panel. You'll see the membrane is worn through in multiple places. We have reached out to Haco Atlantic. Currently with COVID, they are the entire organization, I guess, is satellite offices. So we are waiting for a quote for this membrane. If it's a reasonable cost, it will certainly be replaced. If it's a very unreasonable cost, then possibly it will not. We'll have to go from there, but for the moment this is how it looks. But it is function. The membrane is just in bad shape. Currently the machine is wired for 220 volts 3-phase. That's what we're going to test run it on. Shot of the back. Before we get started with the underpower portion of the demonstration, I'd like to just focus on the back gauge for one moment. During our research into this machine and the functions of the back gauge, we had done some reading and come to realize this particular model of back gauge on this particular model of shear, it does not home. It does not have a home position that you reference every time you turn the machine on, or that you can rehome the back gauge. Basically, every time you turn the machine off and turn it back on, you're going to have to calibrate it and move it to where you're sure if you're cutting 1 inch, if you need 1 inch cut, it's going to cut 1 inch cut. It's just a little more labor intensive. It's not a function of there being anything wrong. It's just a function of how they made the machine. The other thing I would like to point out, the back gauge is driven by this bar right here. You have these gears that meet on either side. There, you can sort of see it there. There's some play in those gears. That results in not a precision cut. It seems to be off by around
20 thousandths.
It's off by around 20 thousandths end to end on sheared pieces, but just to demonstrate, this is a used machine. Some parts are worn more or less than others, but there's an example of the back gauge has a little wear to it, which results in pieces not being sheared to the accuracy that maybe some customers would desire. So going into considering this machine, please know that it does not appear to be off by quarter, half inch, by a very wide margin, but you want to just know that you want to take some extra time and attention for the back gauge. So we'll go ahead and power up. give our operator a second here to just had to hit the right sequence. Sorry about that. We're going to come to the back here. Go ahead, cycle if you want. Want to bring the back gauge back? And there it's coming back. It has a rapid advance speed. Then the screw will turn much slower because it's creeping up to the desired length that you set it to. And you can hear it's a little growly. That's the function of those gears, you know, turning each other. You can see that end nut's turning slowly now. That's looking for, and we have not seen since we've been running it. We've been running it for a while now. No significant oil leaks. No hoses obviously burst or anything. Loose fittings. Okay, so he had set it at 5 inches, ran it back and forth a bunch of times. Inch and a half. So we just set it to 1.5 inches and sheared a piece. There's 3, 4.5. It might be a little hard to see there, but we have 4.5 inches. Cut as desired. Some other pieces that we sheared earlier. There's the most recently cut piece. Again, 1.5 inches. We did not check our gap for the thickness of material we're using. This may not be the ideal setup for the thickness of material. I wouldn't say the edges are terrible. Not bad. I mean, it could be a little cleaner cut, but I know the idea is always to buy, you know, a used machine, get it on the floor, get it running right away. But we always do recommend, and I think it does just make for a better experience if you, once you get the machine, you pull the blades out, you know, either flip them if there's an edge there to be flipped, or sharpen them, and then you don't have to worry about any downtime, certainly. And there we went to 1 inch. So we're repeating, we're cutting to size, but you just have to remember the way this back gauge is done, it doesn't home out and do it every time. You have to, as you turn the machine off, and you know, if somebody moves the back gauge or something, you just have to be mindful of that. That's just the nature of how these machines were made, and part of the reason why they're able to be delivered to customers at a really good price point. But I don't think they're a bad machine, just a function of what they are. There is the, I believe that's the gap adjustment there. And there, we're feeding the whole way out. Okay. So that is our video and our demonstration. If there are any questions, feel free to contact us. And if then, sorry for all the camera movement.